All right, all right, all right. How are you guys doing? Mr. Franklin Cruz, everybody. He and I go way back, so he likes to make fun of me. It's okay. So let's just get into it. Let me take a pulse of the room. Oh, okay. I thought I was getting some feedback. Raise your hand if you consider yourself a beginner marketer. You're kind of just getting started, getting your feet wet, haven't really got it going. Okay, okay. Because this presentation can go a few ways. I want it to be as valuable as possible. If you consider yourself intermediate, you got going, you have some traction, you feel like you're getting the hang of things, but you know you can go further. Okay? Advanced marketers, you're crushing it, you're taking names, and you want to take it to another level. Okay, perfect. So it's a good blend. I promise you there is something here for everybody, okay? A little bit about me. How does this work? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about what I consider the future of marketing. And we're going to cover 3 quantum leaps that you can make to your marketing. And we're actually going to divide it in 3 kind of stages according to the question I just asked. If you're a beginner, there's some quantum leaps you can make. If you're at that stage, intermediate, advanced, there's something here for everybody. Okay, so a little bit about what we do, a little bit about me. So what we do, my company, which is 10-minute funnels, it's an alternative to ClickFunnels. That's why he was making fun of me. It's an alternative to ClickFunnels, but it takes things to another level. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So what my company does is we make marketing simple. We build technology that helps you turn a great idea into a successful online business. And we do that through a software called 10-minute funnels, which is basically a do-it-yourself, easy-to-use sales funnel builder, okay? So this is actually the first screenshots of the new version that we're going to be releasing starting next month. So this is I've never showed this to anybody, but this is basically it. We provide a catalog of pre-built marketing funnels that you can just drop into your business and get results immediately. Now, what makes it unique is it takes the picture in your mind about what you want your marketing to look like, how you want it to flow, and you can literally drag and drop it, connect it in the flow you want it to how you want it to behave, and it will just execute it for you automatically.
Hey, I'm Justin Singletary. You know what makes our fulfillment company unique? The fact that I've been in your shoes, looking for an excellent fulfillment center. That's right, I had a successful online business. When my company started to grow, I went searching for a fulfillment center that could meet my high but very fair expectations. You know what I found? That was very, very hard to find. All I wanted was a fulfillment center that could ship the right product to the right address at the right time at the right price. Should be easy, right? It wasn't. I couldn't buy what I needed, so I built it. Fulfillment.com. Not just for me, but for thousands of other businesses just like yours. Hey, we can't help you if we don't talk to you. So we're not going to take too much of your time, just a short call to gather some information so that we can delight you. That's right. It's Fulfillment.com's goal to delight all of our clients. Book a call today with Fulfillment.com because we get ship done.
In addition to that, we provide you with pre-built funnels for all different kinds of industry niches. Everyone has been proven in real markets with real dollar value, so you know whatever you use is going to produce a lot of value for you. So this is the drag and drop funnel builder. And then, of course, you have a drag and drop easy to use, what you see is what you get page builder, okay? So it's a very, very simple way to get powerful marketing techniques in a very short period of time. And what we're about to release, and you're the first audience I've shown this to, takes it to a level which no one has seen. And I'll get into all of that today. Okay, so a little bit about me. Who am I? I am your typical geek turned marketer. But I'm like a geek of geeks. I've been programming since I was 8 years old. If you slice my wrist, ones and zeros would pop out. That's who I am at my core. When I was 8 years old, my dad introduced me to one of those super old computers with the green words on the screen, and I just fell in love. So while everybody was playing sports and stuff, I was hacking away at a computer, and that's who I've been, and you haven't been able to pull me off of it since. Now, I fell into the world of marketing and online marketing through web design. So around '94, the World Wide Web kind of came onto the scene, and my dad said, "Hey, why don't you try to figure this thing out? People might be wanting to get on there." So I started to build websites for people when I was like 12 years old, and the money at that time was really, really good. So the whole appeal of like working for someone, trading time for, it never appealed to me because of how lucrative it was at that age. So I've pretty much been doing that ever since. So around the time I went into college, is how I kind of put myself through college, I had a couple of clients, and they were asking me certain questions about, hey, how can I get in there and do things myself? How can I get in there and edit my website all by myself? Now, I was in a pretty intense engineering program, so I couldn't be as available as I wanted to be. So one spring break, I spent the time basically building a software that would help people get in and edit their website themselves. Now, this is back at like 2001, 2002, so there was no WordPress, there was no anything. And so I built what, at least I consider, based on what I saw, was the first drag and drop visual page builder. So all the stuff that you see right now, you know, not to brag, because I don't know, one day someone will prove me wrong, but I think we had the very first drag and drop page building technology. And I just kind of gave it to my clients and said, here's a way you can do it. And I gave them a little PayPal link and then left it alone, and it just boomed into this thing that is basically what we are today. It just took on a life of its own, and that's kind of how I fell into the world. Well, the next question was, okay, I can build my site, I can get in there and do it. Well, how do I make it work? How do I make it succeed? And so that's where we were basically forced as a company to really learn online marketing. And so through that, we built a product called 10-Minute Pages, and that was all about marketing. And then that product evolved into what we are today, which is 10-Minute Funnels, which is all about giving powerful, proven marketing funnels to people easily. So we've built over 275,000 landing pages, about 100,000 funnels for almost 40,000 clients. And through that, we collect a lot of data, obviously. So we have certain insights that most people don't. And so we've observed certain patterns about marketing that seem to work. And a lot of those patterns aren't necessarily what the gurus tell you is the right thing to do. So everything I share with you is based on real-world data. This is stuff that we've seen, and we have a huge data set to tell you this. So would you like to know some of what these are? These are very actionable things that you can do in your business. So I'm going to share 3 quantum leaps you can make in the next 90 days based on our observations. If you just take, I'm going to be going through a lot of them, and you might not be able to take in everything, but if you just take a few, just anything that jumps out at you, and just make a note, I'm going to implement this. It will help you. These are fairly universal. They're not unique to individual situations, okay? So these are powerful. Okay, so the first quantum leap is just all about the funnel, okay? So I'm talking to beginners, but if you have a funnel, pay attention, because we're going to get extreme and advanced really, really quick, okay? A funnel, we've seen, can 3 to 10x your business when you do it right, okay? And some of these strategies are some of the better strategies we've seen and easily approachable strategy, okay? So we have a unique way we view funnels. It doesn't follow the typical paradigm. And so I'm going to give you kind of a top-level overview of how we look at funnels so you can approach it the right way. So instead of specific little tactics, hey, put this on your page, put that on your page, it's better if you approach it strategically first, and then, of course, I'll give you a few tactics, okay? So first off, understand, it's going to sound basic, but we're going to build up. The goal in any marketing campaign is to influence behavior. That's really what we're trying to do. Someone gets to our sales page or our order page, they're either ready to buy or they're not. So they either take that behavior of buying or they don't. So we're trying to influence that behavior, always, okay? Funnel marketing is a structured way of how we influence behavior, okay? We're starting real basic, but we're going to build up. Now, behaviors are a reaction to someone's belief system, okay? What do they believe at the time? If someone does not buy when you want them to buy, it's because they did not believe whatever they needed to in order to buy. So every single marketing campaign in every single business, anytime you want someone to do something, it's based on this. Okay, customer journey is basically a representation of different beliefs at different times. Someone who goes through your entire marketing process has to go through a sequence of belief changes in order to be ready to buy, opt in, etc. And that's why we have, an opt-in page where I put my email. That's why a lot of the stuff the speaker was just talking about with SMS and stuff, it's all about trying to change someone's belief to get to take the action you need them to take. Okay, so your customer journey is the journey they take on the way to arriving at the belief you need them to have. A funnel is just a map of how we intend to influence that behavior. That's all it is. So in a little, I'm going to show you some funnels, and they might seem a little complicated. And I'm doing this on purpose because the funnels is just a map of the different ways we're influencing different behaviors that they have at different times. Now, most people have a very simple funnel, and nothing's wrong with that. They do very, very well. And it's basically a linear journey you want your customers to take in order to buy and maybe buy again. And those are great. However, if you want to go to the next level, you want to track or take inventory of the different belief systems they have in the customer journey, and then you'll create what I call little micro funnels to influence each behavior. I'll give you examples. So here's how we design a funnel. I'll probably have to breeze through, and if we have some time at the end, I can do a deeper dive. But this is the foundation. This is how you construct the funnel, okay? So we start out with what is the primary belief that they need to have before they buy? Then we go backwards. What do they need to believe before this? And just keep repeating. So if you can map out the belief system sequence that they need to have, and you design little micro funnels to counteract each belief, or to produce each belief, you will see results you've not seen before, okay? So we're setting up this foundation. Now, once we have the belief mapped out, we need to ask ourselves, what can we say or provide to bring about that belief? The absolute best way that I've seen to change belief, there's many ways to do it, is to provide proof. Okay, some proof. You need them to believe that your product is better than the other. Show proof. Okay, so I talked about microfunnels, which is how will we influence this belief? So every behavior that someone takes on your site or on that customer journey, there is a microfunnel framework to influence that behavior. And what I've seen is the funnels that do mediocre versus the funnels that absolutely kick butt. It's how many of these little microfunnels that they're using to change these beliefs. Because if you think about it, why doesn't someone buy? Why doesn't someone take action? It's because they don't believe. They're not there yet. And so if you have a little microfunnel to influence that belief and every belief they can have, now you have a funnel. So a couple examples. Let's say someone lands at your shopping cart, your checkout page, and then they don't buy. Okay, most checkout pages, 10% at best, 90% of them leave. Why? Well, we can ask them, and once we know, we can have what we call an abandoned cart microfunnel that will change that belief. okay? Let's say at the beginning of the funnel, you have people, they have an urgent problem, something's wrong. That's why we have a lead capture funnel, okay? Because we're gonna deliver some value to fix their urgent problem, and that will get them through the funnel. Okay, if they're ready to buy, we have a shopping cart funnel. Let's say they want it. They've been with you for a while, but they're just not taking action. We have what we call a rainmaker funnel, which is basically a flash sale, where you just say, hey, there's now no reason not to buy. Let's just get you in there. And these work extremely well. So here's a couple. These are screenshots of our software of some of these micro funnels that you just get with one click. So we have the lead funnel, sales funnel. There's dozens of them. The upsell funnel, fulfillment funnel, event funnels. There are tons of them. But basically, every single belief system or behavior that you want to change, there is a micro funnel that can do that. Okay, so this is the part we're going to have to speed through. But this is the process. These are the steps. So you can take a picture, and if there's time, just shout it out. I'll go through this in more detail. But this is the structure we follow to bring about a change of belief. Okay, we find the problem, we produce a promise, and then we give a little offer, and then we could go, and you see the proof of how to do that. And then what you see here, it's not about what it's doing, it's the structure, okay? We're basically taking people through different belief changes, okay? So to get the sale, we have to change, beliefs, and underneath each one is how you bring about that change. I'm happy to give these slides to you, but basically this is how you do it. The best funnels follow this strategy, okay? Then, of course, there's ongoing optimization. This is a little acronym, GROW. How you grow. You gather insight and ideas. So that's talking to your customers, putting feedback mechanisms so you can see why they're taking certain behaviors. You do your research on that, calling them up on the phone. You go on surveys and see why are they doing that. You look at your data, your analytics, okay? Then you validate your ideas of how to do it. So what micro funnels am I going to introduce? And then what works, you scale, as in widen. And what doesn't work, you suppress. It's simple. It is simple. You follow this process, you get extraordinary results. Okay? So here are a few tactical things that you can do. Take any of these and drop it in your funnel right now, and you will see results. You will see results. The great thing about this and everything I'm about to go through is these are all additives. By that I mean by putting these on your page and on your funnel, you can't hurt sales. It's very, very hard, I should say, to hurt sales by doing these, okay? So by adding retargeting, it's very hard for you to lose by doing that. By putting an upsell after someone has already bought something, it's very hard, it's impossible for you to lose. So just adding these alone will grow your business. How well you do that is another story, but if you don't have it, you need to do. So follow-up retargeting, upsells, having a proof bar, I can show you that. Daily emails, if you're not sending emails, it's an absolute must, okay? And bi-monthly rainmakers, you can expect $20 per open. So just do the math on that. And these are things you can do at this stage, okay? Hopefully that was a little bit valuable. If you have a funnel and you do these things, you will see growth. Let's take it up a notch, because this is what excites me, okay? This is where we get into the world of automation, okay? Done right, I've seen 3 to 10x growth on top of everything we've already talked about in the first step. This is all about influencing more behaviors, okay? This is about taking inventory of more behaviors that our people are doing and influencing them in other creative ways, okay? So a few tricks for this stage. We can trigger various sequences or campaigns based on video watch time. Someone who watches 10% of a sales video is very different from someone who watches 90% of a sales video. You should be communicating with them very, very differently. So triggering different microfunnels or campaigns based on that will always help, okay? An abandoned cart sequence. Lots and lots of people are getting to your buy page, your checkout page, and they're leaving. What are you doing about that, okay? Adding more mechanisms of communication. That last presentation touched on this. Webinars, SMS, a call center, direct mail, ringless voicemail. These are all things that you can use to communicate the sales element to change those behaviors, okay? We can go through any of those. Here's some examples. This is a campaign by a marketer, a very smart marketer. He's out in Australia, and he had an event like this, right? And he did over $200,000 in 2 weeks with this funnel. This is a screenshot of our software. I've actually printed this out, and if you want a copy of this, just go to the back where you did the checkout, and you can have one of these. But basically, this funnel is an example of what we're talking about. You can see he's bringing traffic in a few different traffic sources, and they're going to a sales page. Typical funnel behavior. However, he is basically segmenting his list based on how they respond. So for example, he might send out an email that has one angle of why they should attend his event. The people that click on that email will receive a different message on the sales page than the next email he might send out, which is another reason they should attend the event. So essentially, he's segmenting people based on who they are and what they are all about. So one might be, we're going to talk about paid advertising. The people that click on that email are different from the people who click on the one about e-commerce marketing or something else. You get what I'm saying? This is very, very powerful. In 2 weeks, with a local segment of his list, he did over $200,000. Here's another one that illustrates this. This is my buddy Jason Hornick. This is an 800% ROI campaign. Very, very powerful. What he does is he's segmented his audience, and he's sending out different communications. So these are blog posts he's sending about in different categories of who his customer is. And he's sending Facebook ads to each one. So essentially, he's attracting different types or different segments of his prospect audience, and he's sending them through the funnel for different communication uses. So using retargeting, he's able to send them back through the funnel with messaging based on who they are. So it's like a conversation for each person. Very, very powerful. And then if you follow it, he basically takes them through a sequence of upsell, step 1, step 2. Then he has a webinar, step 1, step 2. And that's it. It's not complicated. It really isn't. So even though there's a lot of pictures on the screen, what it is different behaviors, different beliefs, and different little micro funnels to bring about that. Last one is Ryan Levesque. Super smart guy. He's doing way better even now, but this is a campaign that does 150,000 leads per day, okay? Very simple funnel. He takes them through. He asks them certain questions. Are you a male or are you a female? In many markets, this is a big difference. If you're a female, the conversation is very different. If you're a male, different. So there's a process of uncovering what are the different segments of your audience, and you want to basically bring different communication sequences, different customer journeys for each segment. This is how you take a mediocre performing funnel to an advanced high level. And I'm not talking about little bumps. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4x growth of a typical marketing funnels. This is a quick funnel that we did, super, super powerful. It's modeled after a friend of mine, and I'll tell you his numbers. This campaign is basically 4 videos that goes out, okay? And he's selling a product for $2,000, okay? He found that if people get through and watch the 4th video, 90% of them, 90% of them will buy, okay? I've never seen conversions like that at all, okay? The way he's able to get 90% conversions buying a $2,000 product is by sending these follow-up emails based on video watch time. Simple. If someone watches 10% of the video, these are the sequence of emails that happen. If someone gets through 90%, these are the sequence. So all he's doing is, if you didn't finish the video, he sends 2 follow-up emails saying, hey, go back and watch, go back and watch, go back and watch. By the time he gets a lot of people to watch all his videos, and that triggers that 90% conversion rate. I hope you're seeing this is unheard of. This is very, very powerful and also not complicated, okay? Is this making sense? Making sense? Are you ready to take it up a notch? Because what I'm about to share, nobody's doing. Nobody's doing. So where we're at in the marketing space, at least how we see it, is what I just talked about is the peak or the extremes of marketing, okay, where we have sophisticated automation happening based on what people are doing on and off your website. And this can explode your business. Where we're going now as a market is to the next level. And this we've seen, we're starting to see the results. This will catapult your business again. And this is where we use intelligence. And by intelligence, I mean artificial intelligence. And I know that word might sound scary, but it's not as scary as it sounds. Is that? Yeah. Okay? To me, this is the holy grail of marketing. Because all we've been trying to do as online marketers is we're trying to replicate what we know works the best at scale. What works the best is when I'm talking to someone face to face and I can mirror everything. I can see what they're doing, every eye twitch, every body move. I can adapt my presentation to them based on what I'm seeing. Okay? A lot of you might be sales and coaching, and so you get high conversions that way. It's not uncommon that 3 out of 4 people you talk to on a one-on-one basis will do business with you. Okay? And that's because it's one-on-one adaptive marketing. All we've been doing since the internet began is trying to find a way to replicate that at scale. And what I've seen in the research and the testing that we've done is that I think we're finally here, or really, really close. And this is extremely powerful. This is where we can adapt to the behaviors people are exhibiting in real time, okay? So your funnel is just like a conversation. So in the last quantum leap, we talked about how you can document the different behaviors that people are taking. With this is you can detect the behaviors that you see happening, and the intelligent system can automatically adapt to it. I'll give you some examples. Amazon Prime, Amazon is a $1 trillion company right now. And I think it's largely in part to what I'm talking about. They've been doing this for many years, and they've exploded as a result. In 2013, 5 years ago, they were getting 75% conversion rates. 35% of all their sales came from what I'm talking about, intelligent, adaptive funnels. So they'll look at your browsing patterns of what pages you're seeing, how long you stay on the page, and they will basically give product recommendations based on that. They will look at, I remember, and I flipped out when I saw it, I was in the market for a television, and I was browsing a couple. Then I started getting emails about that television that I was just looking at, checking out. And what did I do? I ended up buying the television. This is extremely powerful because it's talking to me and only me based on what I'm doing. Intelligent, adaptive, predictive funnels. Give you a couple more examples. We can watch the mouse movements that your prospects are taking through your funnel. We can see people who are hesitating. They're exhibiting the behaviors of a buyer or a non-buyer. And based on algorithms, you can say, hey, we classify this person as a non-buyer. Let's introduce a behavior microfunnel change. Okay? A little pop-up window that says, hey, you may see things like, we call them exit pop-ups, where the mouse is moving to leave the screen and something comes up, and that works really well. This takes it to a whole other level, where someone can just be scrolling down the page, doing what they're doing, behaving the way they normally behave, and the system can pick it up because it sees what everyone else has done and says, hey, this is someone who's getting ready to leave. When you do things like that, it's insane, okay? For example, how many of you know that your landing page speed is a direct correlation with your conversions? The faster your pages load, the higher your conversions, okay? Well, what if you could predict click behavior? So you can look at your funnel and see what pages are people likely to click on next. And what if you could preload that page in the background so you get instant page speeds? So our technology, we have what looks to be like some of the fastest page speeds on the planet because we're able to predict what people are going to do next. So just by taking an existing campaign that might be on a different technology and using something like ours, you can get conversion increases. Email lookalikes, this is powerful. A lookalike audience, unlike Facebook, is where you can upload a list of your customers, and using its network, it's intelligence, artificial intelligence, using its network, it will find other people who are like that. And if any of you have experimented with that, it's very powerful. Well, you can do that yourself with your email. You can say, here are my customers. Here are the people who I want to find others like. And so now you can send emails to those people who are likely to be customers before they're actually customers. Another one, LTV prediction. This is also very powerful. Based on behavior matching, you can predict the lifetime value with a good level of accuracy. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. What their lifetime value is going to be. If you do any of this stuff, you know how powerful that is. It takes many, many months to know what the lifetime value of a customer is. Well, you can predict that, and so your marketing changes. If a brand new person comes in and they are matching the behavior characteristics of someone who spends $10,000 with me, I'm going to market to them differently. I can take more risks with that person. So this stuff is extremely powerful. I could go into more detail, but there's lots and lots of things that you can do to start to get to that holy grail of that one-on-one marketing. And what we're seeing is that there's quantum leaps improvements with each of these categories of things that you can do when you do these things. So in summary, I'm going to just summarize all this and show you guys how you can get some of this technology. The minimum cost to do this yourself is like $100,000 because a lot of this technology is brand new. It's just coming onto the market, and there are just a few providers to do it. We've built tech. We spent all this year building tech and testing to do all of this stuff for you automatically. And we're starting to see results that are, they're very, very, very powerful. And so where we're at in our phase, because we're going to be launching this in 2019, is we're trying to do case studies to validate the results that we're seeing, okay? So if you'd like to have this done for you, we're doing the case studies because we need to prove the numbers that we're seeing, okay? So I'm just going to go through, because Nate asked me to, a couple of ways that we can work together if you're interested. So if you want everything, we're working with a few people one-on-one to produce case studies with what I've been talking about. Because this is where we do all the work for you. So we've been doing case studies all this year, and we're at the final leg, and we have a few more spots if you're interested. Basically, to qualify, you need to have 100,000 transactions of some kind, orders, email lists, because that's where you get the maximum value. Okay, and so in this, we build out and launch a campaign that will beat your best marketing campaign over the last 6 months by 50% or more. That's basically what we're trying to do for you, okay? If this is you and you're interested, it's simple. Just text me and we'll see if it's a fit or not, okay? Quantum Leap 1 and 2. This is advanced funnels and extreme automation. So this is where you use our technology, and then we work closely to help you reach success. So we're doing a pre-release of our extreme automation software the first week of November. Our official launch is January, but like I said, we're looking for case studies. So if you want it, it's $497 a month, but Nate asked me to offer a special deal for Adsum people. And so basically, for the price of 10 months, you'll have it for 16 months. We've never done a deal like that. So basically, if you do that, you won't see a renewal payment until March 2020. So 10 months up front, you get it till March 2020. I've got the link down there. It's not going to be a big pitch, but basically, if you're interested, if this is something that could be of value for you, there's an opportunity to get it. No one else has it. This is right now because we're launching next year. If you want Quantum Leap number 1, which is just the funnel building part, this is where you do the work, we still help. And this is just basic funnels. It's not automation, but it still can get you great results. It's $197 a month, but also same deal applies. Price of 10 months, you have it for 16 months. So if you're interested, simple, go to that URL down there, 10minutefunnels.com/event. If you're interested in us actually working hands-on with you, we're not an agency, but we're doing just a couple of case studies before the end of the year. Text me. We're only going to do it for probably about 5 more people, so it's kind of first come, first serve. If it's interest, you can text me my things right there. A couple bonuses if you're interested. We've got pre-built funnels, $1.3 million of pre-built funnels in there. at any level if you get. These are plug-and-play funnels that have worked in our businesses that you can just plug in yours. We're doing a 5-week funnel building workshop where we go into detail on this stuff. And this is the first time that I'm offering myself for one-on-one assistance because, again, the goal is getting these case studies in place for what we're trying to do next year, okay? Personal guarantee is take 60 days to try, an ROI, 100% risk-free, money back. The goal isn't to pitch or to get a bunch of sales. That's not what we're trying to do. My personal selfish goal is I want to prove this out. I want to really prove that the numbers we are seeing are as good as we're saying they are. And no one would believe us unless we can show real hard evidence. We've been doing it for 3 quarters so far this year, and so we're on the last leg. If this is of interest to you, just let me know, okay? And that's it. I'm out of time, but if you've got any questions, I'd be happy to answer 1 or 2. Maybe one.